Alright, Knowhere. We are making it right on through here. We're in space, so let's start out with Star-Lord at least. I may switch off to somebody else, but just seems like the appropriate thing to do at the moment. Speaking of the new ISO 8 Odin gave us, we should take a look at that and see what we got. More often than not, it is absolute garbage. I hate to say that. By the way, there is a treasure box over here, so we want to get that. I do hate to say that about the ISO, but it is usually junk. The first couple of rainbows you get.
In your debt.
We got a lot of throwable stuff up here. Let's switch to Hulk. He likes to throw stuff. We can throw one of these. Throw another one of these. Throw one more. You go over here and throw one of these. You know what? Let's do that. Hulk got tired of throwing stuff. Got a few more little guys left here. And then the fun part. Alright, we knocked out the little guys. Now we get some guys with stagger bars so we can feel like we're actually fighting something. Get a couple of them that way. Hulk's getting a little low on health. I got faith he'll make it though. Oh no, it was so clutch. I was actually pressing the button to do my ult as I got hit. Oh well. That's what I get for playing around on the brink of death there. Revive my buddy Hulk. Alright. Well, aside from untimely death of Hulk there, that went pretty well. I would be willing to wager that we are under level for where we are at. We will check in just a moment. Alright, there is a treasure chest over here, obviously. Got some artwork in it, so don't just jump in the elevator immediately. Don't think there's anything else in this room. I will just give it a quick once over. Yeah, that's all that was in here. So now we can go get in the elevator, and then we're going to check on the recommended level for the place that we're at, and then see what level we are. So recommended level here is 39, and we are level 37. So yeah, we should do something about that. We don't need to be running around here drastically under leveled. You know, like 1 level's fine, but when you get 2 or 3 levels behind, you start feeling it. And don't feel bad about using your XP cubes. Once you get into the higher rifts and stuff, you're going to be able to unlock these just as they just drop. I mean, you're going to just find them. So if you like the characters you're playing, and I'm assuming that you do or you wouldn't be playing them, go ahead. Go ahead and give them the XP cubes. Let's give him the last one of these. And then, why not? You know what? I'll play Hulk more, though. Let's give Hulk the last one. There we go. So now we are much more appropriately leveled for the material here. While we're at it, we will go to the lab, look at our AES, and pick up a few more nodes here. So that would be defensive. That's conditional. I'm not big on conditional. I'm not big on defensive either. Defensive is better than conditional, and I do like defensive stuff, but later in the game. At this point, am partial to offense. So we could either get strength. I'm not sure if that works. That's the only reason I'm not clicking it. You know what? Let's just go for it. We'll hope it works. Some of the stuff that increases extreme gauge just simply does not work in this game, sadly. You know what? We'll just take that. Why not? Why not? That spins up most everything we've got. So we're ready to take on the end of this game right here. You know what? Almost forgot. When you come off the elevator, just to your left, there is a rift. So go over here and interact with this guy. It's going to unlock that rift for you. So now we can go to that level later on after we get through story mode. If you like boss fights, you are in luck. Knowhere is your dream come true. We're going to have boss fight after boss fight here. First, you've got Ebony Maw. He's a pretty easy fight. You want to avoid that, obviously. And then he's going to teleport out. He's going to make these blue circles on the ground. Alright, he's teleported over here. He's almost to his bar, so I don't want to do anything too drastic right now. Don't quite have my EX charged on anyone except for Hulk. So I'll probably just try to pop maybe like one synergy attack here. Yeah, that'll get him down past his bar. We almost have our EX for stage 2. Now these yellow pulls, they just slowly drain health out of you and put it into him, so they don't do a lot of damage, but they do benefit him and hurt you a little bit. So, you know, No sense in just standing around in them. Let's get him staggered. And we'll get him stunned. And then let's just EX the guy. So Ebony Maw is down. Pretty easy fight. We got one down. We'll probably be swiveling the camera a lot because there are some chests through this hallway in different places. And I don't want to miss them. I want to make sure we get all the chests on this playthrough. Here is a chest. So we need a charge and a freeze. That's going to be my man Star-Lord, and Wolverine, Hulk, or Thor can do the charge. Just whoever feels like it. And then we got another box on the other side of the room. Alright, Rainbow ISO. Let's take a look at that. Let's just see what that is. So we can decrease damage from energy and melee. If we had a Spider-Man, that would be kind of okay, but it's burning for the other parts, so it doesn't really do any good either. Not great, not great. Like I said, these are usually not that good. That one would be good for somebody like Luke Cage, who has a really good light attack. Alright, so the rest of that, yeah, no big deal. You can upgrade ISO. I would say at this point, there's really not a need to upgrade your ISO. Just run what you got. If you're using your synergy attacks and you're using your ability to stagger and all that kind of stuff, you're going to be doing fine without any kind of augmentation to your ISO. And there's just better things to spend your gold and your materials on at this point in time. In particular, once you get the Shield Depot, you will be able to buy XP cubes with your gold. Now, that's not to say that there's not ISO worth upgrading, but it's just not that necessary at this point in time. If you do get a green that says damage resist damage 15% or something like that, I believe is what it says, those are fantastic for hard content, so you want to keep those. Those are worth upgrading to AA +5, you know. Other than that, I would say just stick with your ISO that's +1,000 to mastery, +1,000 to strength, that kind of stuff for the time being. Once you get a high enough level, you'll actually get more benefit from the ISO that gives you a percentage increase to mastery and stuff. But for the moment, the ones that actually give you an amount increase are better. Okay, Star-Lord actually charges these guys up, so let's use somebody who can destroy them without charging them up here. Now, the reason I wanted to do that, if I can charge this ISO, it actually does really good damage to Supergiant as long as I can hit her with it. And I was able to, so that's cool. Unfortunately, nobody was really available to do a synergy at the time. There is one guy left. No, there's not one guy left. We'll see if I can get a little bit of charge on this. That's confusion, but you can absorb that. I did not know that. I'm learning new things. There we go. So those ISO are actually pretty useful in this level. I haven't picked them up. I usually just kill her. But they're really useful. I mean, even the explosion from those little guys gets absorbed by it. It's really kind of nice. So I would strongly suggest that you go ahead and pick up that ISO. And man, you could even, I'm sure you can just absorb the damage from these explosions. Uh-oh. That ISO's about to blow. Now I'm in a bit of a mess. I've let my ISO blow up and alright, we got Sentinel cores we can use here. So we knocked a few of those guys down. We got some cores. We'll just... Well, I tried to toss a core at her. And she disappeared for that one. Okay. I'm done messing around with her. Let's take her out. That Supergiant is down.
No way we can stop at only 2 stones. We've got to collect them all.
Gotta collect them all.
Hey, you think this gallery has a concession stand? Or maybe a bathroom? Seriously, we've been fighting for
Alright.
hours without eating or
We
taking
got a
lunch.
box over here in the corner. And you know what? I can't remember if... Yeah, other side of the room as well. And I think... I hope we didn't miss it. There is an angled wall somewhere that has a box behind it. But hopefully it is at the top of this elevator. We'll see. If I passed it up, I'll kick myself. But that may very well be the case. Ah, here we go. This is the wall I'm talking about. So you can see we need lightning, which could be Star-Lord. No, wait. You know what? We can do this one all with Star-Lord. This will be a good time. So you can do self-synergies and take those down whenever it happens. I could have ZR'd with Thor with my whirlwind and done that as well, but that particular one I could do just with Star-Lord alone. Alright, here's Cull Obsidian.
Hulk didn't get to smash Ugly Giant last time. Hulk won't waste another chance.
Just doing a little stagger damage with some basics here. Switch over to Thor. Thor's got that amazing stagger skill. There we go, we got a stun on him. Got a good amount of damage there. Almost got him down to his line for the next section. Alright, we got him into stage 2. So now I'm going to start using these guys right here. You can see that more or less wiped out his stagger bar right there all on its own. Got him stunned. And I'm just looking to fill up my EX meter more or less. What I really want to do is just get him staggered and EX him. And that wasn't quite close enough. That was just a wild guess as to where he would land. Alright. Too low on EP to really get anything done there. Alright, we can EX him this time. I'll get onto Star-Lord. We'll drop a tornado on him. You want to stay away from him while he's spinning like that, obviously. Even Star-Lord can pick these things up. Alright, we'll get on the Wolverine. Get some synergy damage on him there. Alright, we actually stunned him with lightning right there. If you notice what he said, what's happening, I can't move. He was in a paralyzed state. Then we hit him with a synergy attack, and that put him into stun. So just like being staggered, if you freeze somebody or paralyze somebody, if you hit them with an EX or a synergy, they go from paralyzed or frozen or staggered into stun. And I think that also works on bind as well. So any kind of status effect, you get a status on somebody, you want to hit them with a synergy attack immediately and start that stun timer.
My protective spell shielded us from the blast.
Right, we got our progress saved there, got our revives back and all that kind of stuff. And we got Corvus Glaive here.
I'll twist you to my whims and then rip you to shreds.
He's on his own this time. We need to finish him before his partner has a chance to rescue him again.
He clones himself from this fight. I mean, he does a little bit of that in other fights, but this is the only one where he really does it heavily. You can obviously tell which one's the real one, but I usually try to kill the clones just to avoid that damage, and plus they drop globes and stuff, so. Right now I'm just trying to get him staggered. And once I get him staggered, I'll try to get some EX damage on him. Not EX, synergy damage. Which I don't know why that didn't stun him, but it didn't, so it's fine. He'll die either way. Yeah, we've got him about halfway there. Yeah, we've got him to his divider line there, so we can EX him. No regrets at this point. Use Thor to try to take those guys out as quickly as I could. And I'm going to use Thor to try to stagger him now. Alright, when he's doing this, the best thing you can do is just run around in a big circle. You're going to see a big purple circle on the ground. That's where he's going to land. You just be prepared for that. Yeah, and then I'm just going to EX him. Won't quite kill him, but he's going to be hurting. Tried to pop that tornado with my burst skill, but it didn't work. Obviously, if he starts that mess right there with you, you want to run away from it as much as possible. Yeah. Was trying to use a skill and got caught. It took the EP, but the skill never happened. And that's why it's good to kill the clones, because if it hadn't been for those clones, we could have actually got some damage done right there, but they interrupted me and stopped me from getting any work done. Let's see if I can get him to come over here. He moved. He does like to get against walls, though, which is a very bad idea around Hulk, to do it for very long. Let's get on to Thor for a moment. I like him for getting rid of these guys. And we can probably just basic him down now. have our EXs charged for the next boss battle, which is coming right up. Just making our way through the entire Black Order here. Alright, we got our progress saved right there, so we can get back here anytime we want. And now we have Proxima Midnight. Star-Lord's really good for getting rid of trash, and I do recommend getting rid of this trash before you take down Proxima. Unless you're using a skill like if you're using Colossus or something and you need the trash to make your skills more effective. Or if you like Hulk's Gamma Slam and you have that leveled up, then by all means keep a little trash around. But as a rule, I prefer to get rid of the trash. Alright. And actually, if I get her staggered again, I'm going to go ahead and use my EX on her. Because her health bar is fairly evenly divided. It might be better to save it for stage 2 at this point, since I've got about half of that off of there. Yeah, I think I will. Yeah, we'll melt that off of her quick enough that it's not a big deal.
Look out. There's no telling where that stone could send you.
And we got her to the second half of her attack bar here. Now we're going to get back on Star-Lord and get rid of some of this trash real quick. At least weaken it quite a bit. So we got the trash gone. Now we just want to stagger her. And I'll just use Wolverine for that actually. I'll circle her with Wolverine, get some good damage there. And I'm actually not sad that we didn't get her killed, because that'll allow us to start charging our EX meter again before we go to the next fight. Alright, there we go. So that's the Proxima fight. Not really any big secrets to that other than I just say take out the trash and focus on her. Most of her moves are more or less telegraphed, so you know what's coming. Just be ready to dodge once she attacks, counterattack, and then dodge again, and so forth and so on. So here we are. We have arrived. We are at the big purple hill here. Of floating rocks. A really super uncomfortable looking throne.
You have come. Yes. Show me all the power you possess.
So Thanos' fight here. You know, avoid the purple circles, obviously. I generally would say try not to stand in front of anybody in this game. If you can circle to the sides and back of enemies, you're going to be way ahead, because most attacks in this game are frontal attacks. There's not a lot of sneaky sideways attacks and stuff. Good jokes from Spider-Man there. Just, you know, you gotta just be patient, work his health bar down. We're probably roughly a level behind where we should be here. So we're not gonna drop him super fast no matter what we do. This is one of those places where dash jump comes in really handy. Because if you just dash, you're going to end up stuck in some of these circles. You don't want to be there. Get some EX charged up. We might as well use it.
I serve in the name of death, and I shall gladly deliver you to her.
Keep fighting, my friends. Thanos may crave death, but life always finds a way to prevail.
I too serve death in my own way. It would be
Alright, he fires the beam. Perfect time just to get behind him and go to town.
I see those who balance life and death. Your sacrifice is nothing personal.
FYI, I'm not technically from this universe, if that factors in when you're deciding who gets to live.
I'm going to switch over to Thor, just because he has really good stagger.
But you'd be way better off using the Mind Stone on someone like Stark or Strange. Or even Banner.
Your allies break and
Well, I was pushing the other direction on the control stick, but didn't happen. Alright, let's fly over behind him. Up. Okay, Thor, throw your hammer at Thanos. There you go, buddy. Alright, we're going to get back on Star-Lord now. Perfect opportunity for a big thunder tornado, a lightning tornado, when he's standing there firing that beam. So that's the Thanos fight. It's, you know, as long as you're patient and you dodge a lot, it's not too bad. And then here is the Thane fight. The once friendly Thane.
So much more than a lone gauntlet. Unbridled power.
I will end you. Even if it means allying with these so-called heroes to do so.
The energies in this place are unlike any I have ever encountered.
And it's almost not even worth trying to stagger him, because you can see the line in his health bar. That is pretty much a consistent theme throughout the fight with Thane. You're never going to be able to do more than just a little bit of damage at a time. So that first little bit's the easiest. And for every one of these rocks he calls down, he gets a little bit nastier.
There's nowhere in space safe for you to run.
Come on, kid.
You
Stop using this
ideally want to dodge through that beam,
decent blocking shot on.
like that.
Stopped at one ground. More proof that you could never finish the job.
Insolent cur! I should have murdered you years ago.
We did manage to get him staggered, but there's a limit to how much damage you can get on him, because
Present, future.
he just moves to his next stage of attack there.
Our own path, Thane. And not even the Time Stone can undo the choices you made today.
You should have thought bigger, Father. This power could have been yours.
There are forces at work in that armor you cannot begin to grasp.
Alright.
If I live through this, I am definitely building my own.
Working him down to that next section there.
So I can stop the real. I swear. This has always taken over. There's a symbiote that possesses his armor and his power.
That was going well until I got pulled into him.
To reshape as I please.
Alright, when he calls up his clones, there's a couple different ways you can take them out, honestly. You could either use an attack like Thor's Lightning, or you can use heavy attacks.
We belong together.
The stones are driving you to do this. Fight them.
It is a good idea to get rid of them. I'm going to switch to somebody else because I did get hit with that confusion. Alright, I think we've got him down to another segment here. We got rid of one of those guys. Okay, we do have EX attacks, and I should use them. Preferably at a time like right now, if I can catch him when he's not teleporting, because looks like he's about to do an attack, which is probably a really good time to do that because he won't be teleporting during an attack. Get a little bit of health back.
The heartstrings of even the immortals themselves.
Of all the days to finally become a hero, this one perhaps was not the wisest.
Okay, we've got him down to the Yellowstone here. You can see the jump attack did pretty good damage. Took about 3 of those at the level I'm at to take him down.
Better universe. And if it must be from the ashes of this one.
Please, please.
And we got this charge,
I like reality.
which happened to work out because he was standing in the perfect place to line that up. Now we get the true final form of Thane here.
So this is what it feels like to be omnipotent.
We're going to switch to Wolverine because he still has some EP left. Alright, I'm going to kill these guys if I can. And Star-Lord went down, but that's not a big deal at all. I may just go ahead and revive him just for the sake of having him back. And then Thor as well. Jump out of that. Get back in here. Alright, so now this should be a piece of cake. We've got our whole team up. Let's get on Star-Lord. Put our tornado down. We got him stunned. Just wear him out. And that is the end of Thane. Hit him with a nice charge synergy there. And that's Knowhere. You've made it through Mighty Story Mode. And that's going to unlock Superior Story Mode. And then I'll let you get to the end of Superior Story Mode to see what happens if you don't already know. Hope this walkthrough was helpful, and I will talk to you guys next time.